Nicole Malliotakis, Republican from New York, joins us now. If you make cuts in Medicare, I use the word cuts advisedly because I know it's not a cut. It's not, you're not going to deprive beneficiaries of any payments. You're going to get rid of waste and fraud. But if you do that, the Democrats will come right at you and say, you are gutting a vital program for seniors. How are you going to counter that?
Yeah, the dishonest Democrats will look at every opportunity to fearmonger, and that is a terrible thing about what they're doing. They're actually trying to scare seniors, scare our most vulnerable citizens into thinking that their benefits are going to be taken away. But the reality is, when you combine these two programs, Medicare and Medicaid, we're talking about $100 billion a year. $1 trillion over the course of 10 years could be saved just going after the waste, fraud, and abuse. And what does that do? It not only saves the taxpayer money, it actually preserves those programs for the people who they were intended for, our seniors, our disabled, children with disabilities, our most vulnerable citizens. So the Democrats want to continue to advocate for the fraudsters who are taking advantage and finding loopholes to bilk the programs. That's their problem. But we're going to respect the taxpayers, we're going to respect our seniors and our vulnerable citizens and make sure that these programs are running efficiently and that they're going to be there in the long term for them.
I want to talk about the feud between Elon Musk and President Trump. Do you think they can patch it up? Because it was pretty vicious in the middle of the night.
It certainly has escalated, Stuart. Here on Capitol Hill, we were shocked to see how much it escalated via Twitter, no less, yesterday. It is unfortunate. I think this is a problem for the Republican Party. I hope they do patch things up. We need to stay focused. We cannot allow for us to be split in any way. We need to remain focused on passing the One Big Beautiful Bill. And Elon is wrong about the One Big Beautiful Bill. It is a good bill. It is balanced. It actually focuses for once on the hardworking taxpayers, the middle class families, the senior citizens who have been forgotten by government for so long. Maybe he was looking for something more for the billionaires, but we were actually focused on the middle class here, and we did it in a respectable way that also saves significant money in the long term, but also preserves important programs that our seniors and most vulnerable citizens rely on.
Look, I think Musk's statements will encourage Republican senators to vote for the big, beautiful bill. What do you say to that?
Look, I hope the senators do pass our bill or make maybe slight changes because it is a good balanced approach. We are really, and I could say this as a House Ways and Means member, the tax portion of this bill in particular is so good for our economy. It will bring in trillions in new revenue. It will protect workers. It will give them their money back so they can actually support their families. It protects our senior citizens, gives them a tax cut that they would normally be paying on their Social Security earnings. It allows for multiple incentives to buy American and manufacture here in the United States of America. It is a pro-growth, pro-jobs, pro-family piece of legislation, and I urge the Senate to not make too many changes. In fact, they should pass it as it is. But certainly we will talk to them, and we should do this soon, obviously. Let's work out the kinks. Let's get the final bill passed and get it on the president's desk, because the sooner we pass it, the sooner the country will see how great of a bill this is, and that the Democrats have been lying this entire time about what's in there.
I just want to talk quickly about the seizure of fentanyl at the border. It is way, way down. Is that because, look at that, there's 1,700 pounds in 2024, you're down to 700 pounds in 2025 so far. Okay, that's way down. Is the cutoff because the border is secure? How did this happen?
That's right. President Trump came in and secured our border. Remember when our former president, President Biden, said he needed a law to fix the problem that he created. He didn't need a law. We just needed a new president. We got that new president. We have a Republican trifecta, and now we're getting serious about securing the border, giving our Customs and Border Protection and ICE agents the tools they need to do their job. We're deporting the traffickers, the drug traffickers, the gangs, the foreign gangs who have been wreaking havoc in our city, peddling this poison to our children. We are actually deporting deporting them from our country. So they're learning that they can't come across and enter the United States and do what they were allowed to do freely under the Biden administration. And so we thank President Trump for that, which is another reason we need to pass the big, beautiful bill. There is significant resources in there to continue the work at the border. And, you know, we can't let up now. We have to continue and give them everything they need to make our nation and our country secure.
Congresswoman, thank you very much for joining us this morning. You have a great weekend, and I know we'll see you again soon.
Have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am. Now this, the House